It was right here where A.T. Perry caught a dime from Sam Hartman, and Wake Forest walks out of here 6-0 for the first time since 1944. But before puck drop and before the Comets even got back to CNY, there was definitely no shortage of action right here at the Adirondack Bank Center.
Duke versus Syracuse at the Dome at 6 o'clock. Fans, how are we feeling right now? Syracuse 15-13 on the season. Their NCAA hopes, although bleak, not totally dead in the water. They need a win over the Blue Devils, and these fans, they're here for the cause they're ready to support. I'm here with 3 avid Syracuse fans that have gotten here 48 hours before game day. Guys, you're in the tent right now. How many blankets do you have?
A lot. At least 12.
I would say more like 20.
Now, in order for the Syracuse University men's soccer team to make a run at the ACC tournament, they're going to have to juggle a lot of competition. I mean, we saw all the alumni, all the Cuse fans wearing 44 on their backs, taking selfies, even praying next to the Ernie Davis statue in front of the Carrier Dome. Brooklyn Malioni was about as young as you could get when he picked up his first baseball.
I was, I think, 3.
He goes by the nickname B Money, and between the money socks, helmet, or the money chain, he brings his own flair to the game he's played his whole life. But it wasn't always like that.
Any of his sports practices, if he did, he was giving 0%. It was just kind of going through the motions. I would describe it as he was on autopilot.
Off the field, Brooklyn was bullied, and 3 years ago, the 11-year-old and his mom received some news from the doctor that would shake up their family's life.
He was diagnosed with anxiety and PTSD.
Some days I couldn't even get out of bed. Some days I couldn't even eat.
Watching your child struggling with that and not being able to flick a switch and make it better is probably the hardest, most discouraging thing you could ever watch as a mom.
On Brooklyn's 11th birthday, he blew out the candles and made one wish: to be a normal kid again. Because kids don't normally have to go through PTSD and anxiety when they're that young. But it was right here on his birthday night at Murnane Field, in front of this very dugout, where it all started to change.
B-Money, who is turning 11 today. Yeah, B-Money! Happy birthday, B-Money!
And then everyone just waited at the end of the game to say happy birthday. They all gave him an autograph ball. Ryan Anos came out and gave him an autographed baseball bat that he broke that day, and it said happy birthday.
After that day, B-Money was with the players for every game, from their highs and even lows. John Franchi runs the Utica Blue Sox Academy and saw how much those interactions meant to Brooklyn.
Something small, just as taking the field and playing catch with them, made the kid feel 10 feet tall. And here's this kid who's constantly being bullied and constantly being picked on to being the face of the show.
It changed my life completely. In 5 seconds, I walked into the dugout, and the Blue Sox taught me how to be myself and not to care about what other people think.
As B continues to get older, his outlook at how he'll use these experiences for the rest of his life is right on the money.
I'm going to treat everyone how I'm supposed to treat people, and even if they're mean to me, I'm going to still show them respect. And I mean, that's what the Blue Sox taught me.
Reporting, James Kattato.
Life is great.
News Channel 2. Mascots bring the life into the timeouts and the half times of sporting events through dancing or getting the crowd all excited, and I was today years old when I found out that the SUNY system has a Mascot Madness Championship. So let's take a look. Okay, I love this. This is the Red Dragon, Red the Dragon, the reigning, defending SUNY mascot champion from Oneonta. You see it hoisting last year's trophy. Red is preparing for a tough road ahead in order to go back-to-back. This is the bracket, and it all starts against Victor the Viking from Hudson Valley Community College. Look at Victor the Viking. That is no easy out. So at this point, it's probably expected that the entire city of Utica and Comets Nation are going to see some playoff hockey in just over a month when the Calder Cup playoffs start. But before we get to that point, why don't we look at some of the trade deadline acquisitions and moves the Comets made. For women's lacrosse, the season just started, but that isn't stopping Syracuse from literally racking up as much hardware as humanly possible. And right now, it must be a Meg thing. Last week, it was Megan Tyrell who was named USA Lacrosse Magazine National Player of the Week. Now it's Megan Carney. Fans are coming into this new season like it's a first date after losing a long-term girlfriend. A little apprehensive, not really sure what to expect, but hey, they're still pretty. Now, it's still the getting to know you phase with some of these incoming transfers, but we'll call it a second date as they hosted crosstown friends Lemoyne College at the Dome for their final look at preseason action. And if you're talking about Syracuse basketball, you can't go without mentioning Christian Brothers Academy football. Interesting, I know, stay with me. Syracuse point guard Symir Torrance, right? His brother Sair is the star sophomore wide receiver for the brothers, and they're playing in the New York State High School Class A state final. Now 5-0 on the weekend, that's 90 holes of golf. I can't even play 18 without having a little bit of back pain every now and then, but that's why I'm here, and that's why they're out there. Anyways, don't go anywhere. More news and a final look at the weather after the break. Stay tuned.